Hey guys, another episode of Comics and Sweet Tea. Man, it's awesome to have the guest that I've got today. We've been following each other for years. This is my brother from another mother. This is Calvin Harris. We're going to be talking about the downtrodden. Calvin has just been an inspiration to me over the last few years. He's always been the man behind the curtain with me, kind of helped pushing me forward, and I can never be grateful enough for every all the words of inspiration he's given me, and kind of helped me push forward and just be where I'm at today. It wouldn't be possible without the man that I'm about to bring on here. So I hope you guys enjoy this. This Calvin's incredible. We're going to be talking about his book coming soon to Kickstarter. So without any further ado, I'll bring you Papa Bear.
Feel like you pushed me. I feel like you inspired me and stuff. I guess it's just about how we see things, perspective. But
Yeah,
man, seeing you work hard and get out there and put books out and stuff like that, man, it has inspired me. So I think we looked at each other the same way, I would say. Yeah.
yeah. Man, I'm telling you, you don't know how thrilled I am to finally have you on here, Calvin. We,
Appreciate
like I said, we've been chatting back and forth for years.
years.
Uh, just always been there, through thick, thin, ups and downs.
Right.
I always knew you had my back, and I appreciate that too. You've
Yeah.
always been there. And let's get right to it because
Okay.
I am super excited. I mean, you've been working on this book for years, pages and pages. And what I love about it is all traditional work, man. You
Yeah.
had blood, sweat, and tears, and the moment has finally arrived. It's almost on us. So
So,
tell us about the downtrodden.
so man, the downtrodden. First of all, I'll tell you this: it's been in my head for a while, for years. I mean, a long time. It goes way back. I've been talking about it, and it was funny because I would start it, start all over. And I think you would know. You get better as you draw. The
Oh,
more you draw,
definitely.
yeah, it's
Definitely.
consistent. So I would start it, and next thing you know, oh, I could draw better, and then start all over again.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the guy's name. He was on IG. He made a comment as in, "You'll never get your stuff out there starting all over. Put your
Right.
Yeah, if it's ugly, put it out there. It doesn't matter. It's just going to get better and better and keep going." So at that point, that's when I really got started and had wrote the story, probably the first 2, 3 episodes, and just jumped on it, man. And so I'm an old cat. I'm an old man,
Man,
and
you need to stop. If you're old, I'm old.
hey, we come from the same town. We like the same
Exactly. That's right.
but yeah, I just got started on it, and what happened was, so I'm actually, even though I'm military bred, I claim Georgia, and I claim Columbus, Georgia, specifically.
I got
Um, yeah, so uh, it was a place down there called Indian Lake when I was a kid. We would go swim in it. They would tell us not to, running from the water moccasins and stuff like that.
right.
Yeah, you know about it, and
Oh yeah, been there, man.
yeah, come home wet, and your mom's like, "Where you been?" That kind of stuff. And I'll be honest with you, so I just wanted to pull some stuff from just some of the roots of the things that I had grown up on, and it just gave me an idea for the downtrodden. I took the book, and the premises is Columbus, but I used some other places too. So I ended up naming it, since it was Columbus, Georgia. We went with the name called Golden Eye, Columbus, the ships and stuff like that.
Yeah,
We thought that would be kind of funny,
right.
put some stuff in there. And it starts there, and the book starts off with a guy. His name is Lionel Black, and he's a revival preacher traveler. And when he was
Wow.
a kid, yeah, revival. You know, the tent revival was old school.
Oh yeah, sawdust on the ground.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And you know, when you're a kid, you want to go to sleep, but he travels. But he has a power that he got when he was a kid, ability. Him and a few others, because they were at an event. And, you know, I'll tell you about that later. And he inherited, his blood has properties that heals.
Wow.
Yeah, it heals. So what he'll do, you'll see him. You know, he's talking, and he's a little into himself, and he loves to. You know, I'm not saying all preachers, but some of them twist the word to work to their benefit. Yeah,
we know. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, put them tithes in there 3 times. You know,
that's
and,
right. And
so
they might do 4. Well, the Lord give me a number, and this just ain't it. Yeah.
This ain't it.
Yeah.
And you looking like, man, I want to listen, but you know, the power bill do, you know.
Yeah.
And the next week, you know, you sitting in the dark, you be like, well, goodness, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
So he's traveling, him and his crew, a lady named Sunset, that's his nickname, her nickname, or code name, or whatever you want to call it, and a guy named Those 3 of them, they travel together. And they're healing people. Well, he starts getting a little people start catching on. So he's on TV and stuff like that. And so he gets popular. So it's him. But he's after something. And then we have another guy, and you'll find out, and it starts the book off. His name is Powerhouse. And that's that big guy you see I draw who's
yeah,
that big old junker sucking souls out of people, sucking life force.
Exactly, yeah.
That's him.
Oh.
He's out there doing things. So what ends up happening is that it's really, just to get down to it, it's a Southern supernatural story with and I always laugh and say with a splash of color, because you know I love gray tones and put splashes of color in it. But it's really just at the root of it, it's a story about what you're willing to do to get what you want.
Gotcha.
Whether good or bad, we all have wants, and you know, good and bad is just a perspective. For where you're standing, it's just from your position. But it gets real good. It's a lot of action, a lot of heartbreaks, a lot of happiness in it. And what I tried to do was just hit it from the side of all walks of people. And the downtrodden to me is, you know, you get comic books and everybody looks perfect.
Right.
That's not the real world, man. You know,
no,
it's not. So I have matter of fact, the main character in there, when you get to the teenagers that run around, one of them is a little person. And she's spicy. Her name is Shade. You seen her, the lady with the little afro puff.
Yeah.
And she's spicy, man. She says all kind of stuff. And, you know, then you see the big bully looking guy, Train, with the long, look like a rocker. But all of them come out, they're twins. They all have twins. I'll tell you that. They're all twins. They all come out different ways. You see the guy with the afro, that's my speedster. We call him Andale.
Yeah.
So you're gonna see all these different people in their walk of life. We got a guy who's walks around because he was raised by his granddad, wears a bow tie, but he's half Puerto Rican. His name is half amazing because he thinks he's the one.
I love it.
Yeah, so it's a lot of different things, and I know a lot of things haven't been put together because people just see the art. But I'm getting ready actually to put out a lot of things where you'll get an understanding of what the characters are, who they are. Yeah.
Right, kind of a story breakdown to get everybody up to speed on everything. That's awesome, man. And I tell you, Calvin, you know, me and you have talked several times. That's what I love about what's going on in indie right now. Because I mean, the stories, I mean, they're so involved, and that's what I missed about comics when I was a kid. You know, you would have a storyline that might run years, you know, before you got your payoff. And you don't have that in mainstream comics anymore. Like Marvel and DC. I was talking to somebody not too long ago, you know, it's like every 6 months it's a reboot, you know. How can you get invested in that? Yeah, they don't care about the fans anymore. They don't care about just putting out a good story anymore.
Yeah.
It's always, you know, flashy covers. We're going to do a new #1. You know, we're starting over. It's all new, every 6 months.
Yeah. Or we're going to do this. We're not going to invest in making new characters. We're just going to
Right.
take this character and give somebody else a new name. We're going to make, Black Captain America or whatever.
Yeah.
How about this? Won't you just make a new character, make a good story, and make us learn to love that character?
Exactly. Do the same thing you did with Steve Rogers. Give him a good story and build him up. You
Build them
know,
up. Same thing.
flesh him out. Let us get to know this cat and grow with him and learn and be attached to it. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I think a lot of it is this, man. You have people who love comics, and then you have businessmen.
Exactly.
And once the businessmen get in it, it's hard, man.
It is.
Being an indie creator, I would love to say that, hey, you know what? I'm always going to write these different things. But I think from the Marvel standpoint, they're slick. They see money and they get in there and they take over businesses, or it's like, hey, let me help you. They're not going to come to you telling you what they plan on doing. But they're going to come in there. Marvel started off actually decent. Like I said, we used to read those books. They were good. But those businessmen see money and they get in there. And next thing you know, you're like, wow, I just gave away 80% of my company and they're telling me what to do. And you're going, wow, you can tell me what to do with my company? So I think that's what's happened over time. And that's what indies are going to have to be careful of going, hey, what's enough for me? What's good enough for me? Hey, you know what? I have money. Let me let lawyers read these contracts. Let me look at all these different things and stuff like that. So we got to be careful and look out for each other. Like me and you network, right? Guess what? We all need to network and put it out there and say, hey, man, look out for this, look out for that. Yeah.
Right. And, I haven't run into a whole lot of them, but there's a few of us out there that, they try to make this competition. Me and you have always looked at it like, hey, you do good. Well, I always get my finger because it's backwards.
Yeah,
you're doing good.
Yeah,
I'm doing good, and vice versa. That's the way I've always looked at it, and I've always tried to encourage everybody, to push forward because we're all in this thing together. And just like you said, we have to look out for each other and help each other any way we can.
I want to throw something at you. So if you think about this, when you say competition, all right, so if me and you, we're the same.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't compete. If you're going to compete, that means you're going to the top. If you're going to the top, that means I need to go knock off some of these big guys, Marvel, DC, some of those.
Right.
I should be competing to get to that level. Other than that, I'm just staying the same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're all on the same page. That's what these cats need to understand that think this is a competition.
Yeah.
This ain't no competition. We're all in this thing together.
To be honest with you, I was looking at what I buy, and I literally, man, I will tell you this. I'll buy some rarely mainstream stuff. And to be honest with you, I'm not reading it. I'm just grabbing it for the art because I'm like, man, this guy can draw,
Right.
Or got a cool cover I want to keep. But I really only buy indie stuff. That's what I buy.
There are very few mainstream titles I get. And just like you said, it's mainly by artists that, that pull me in. If I see a cover I really like, I'm going to check it out. Other than that, I could care less, man. I'm all indie.
Yeah. I got a question, man. I'm not trying to change subject, but how did your New Orleans trip go?
Oh my God, man! I wish you could have been there, Calvin.
I started to come. I used to live.
I was floating on cloud nine for 3 solid days, man. I'm telling you. Folks were coming by, and my kids were there with me all day the Saturday, and that was just, oh man, there was no money for that. That was just one of those things that will be with me the rest of my life. That one day with my kids, and my daughter getting a sign right there with me on the books. Oh my God, dude.
Man, that is awesome, man.
But the people coming by, I welled up. I got teary-eyed a few times. People coming by and just talking about the book, and oh man, it was just a 3-day love fest for end of day, and it was overwhelming at times.
I told my wife, because I thought about going down there, I was going to go. I was going to walk up on you and just start talking to you for a while and mess with you. But
you should have done it, man. You should have done it. I know you from
Yeah,
somewhere.
you're familiar.
Yeah. Oh man, we'd have had a blast
We
down there,
would have.
dude. I'm telling you, we're gonna have to. I'm gonna try. I'm looking the rest of the year. Um, I want to do a con in Atlanta.
Come on. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd love for us to get together up there, man. I would love that.
You let me
You
know.
get a table, me get a table, you do the downtrodden, I do end of days, and we just wreck shit, man. And just have an awesome 2 or 3 days, however long the con is, just talking and just messing around, man.
Man, they are so it's so friendly here, and you get so much support here. You know, people
Yeah.
ask you about it, and you know, I don't know if you ever been to any of the Atlanta cons and stuff. It
I've
is,
never been, man. And I used to live there. Me and you talked about that. I lived in Jonesboro
yeah.
from like 88 to 90,
Mhm.
early 90s. I'd have to go back and look. Yeah, I
Yeah.
went to Kemp Elementary there in Jonesboro, and I went on to Monday's Middle School there right there in Jonesboro. And yeah, and I tell you, I had a guy on the show, Taylor Mosby.
Okay.
He lives in Atlanta. Well, he lives in Jonesboro.
Oh, okay.
And dude, this guy, he worked on the show Atlanta. He was the art director on Atlanta. And yeah, this dude's been Emmy nominated, man, for his art direction and stuff like that. I mean, I need to get you two hooked up
Oh,
because
that'd be awesome, man. Yeah, I told you.
Taylor is freaking awesome, man.
Man, that is great. I mean, you have a lot of people here, man. I mean, it's funny, like I've gone to the cons and just talked to people like you know, I tell you, I love this guy, man. You're gonna laugh at his name's Greg Burnham. He did Tuskegee Airs, and
Yeah,
man, he'll talk to you just like you're going, man. He's successful. He's giving you advice. He
yeah,
gives me this look. I'm not gonna lie, I see it whenever like me entering, you know, being new to it, compared
right.
to him and looking like, yeah, buddy, you just wait. You're about to deal with a lot of stuff. You know, he just gives me this look. And he gives me good information. I was at Dragon Con, man, and the way they had it set up, I don't ask me how. I am talking to Sanford Green for
Oh,
a
wow.
while. And you know what he told me? It's funny. He said, hey, a lot of people always want to go to these big cons. He said, no. He said, go to the smaller and medium cons.
That's
You'll
what I've heard.
prepare them. Yeah, and then they'll follow you. Next thing you know, they come up with you. Your fans come up with you. And
Right.
I'm, you know, he's one of the popular guy. He's big in the industry. I think I'm gonna listen. You know.
Oh yeah, he knows what he's talking about, man.
Yeah.
They didn't get where they didn't just pop up and all of a sudden they were great.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got another one on my bucket list, man. I got to meet Kerry Nord while I was at this one, and oh my God, dude, just like you were talking about, I love these guys because I mean, there's no ego. This dude's won Eisners, you
Yeah.
know, and you just come up to him and he released his first Kickstarter last year, Folklore. We got to talking about that. He's asking me advice on Kickstarter.
Yeah. I'm
You
gonna ask
know,
you
and we're
something.
sitting there. He's like, "Well, hold on, let me take a note on that. Let me type this in. I'm gonna look at that." And he's giving me pointers. I'm giving him pointers from the indie perspective and
Yeah.
telling him about printers and stuff like that, and printers he needs to check out. And
Yeah.
they were just. And I talked to him. I was like, "Man," I was like, "Kerry," and I said, I do a show, I do a podcast. I'd love to have you on, here pretty soon and talk about folklore." He said, "Dude, I'd love to do it." He said, "I'm gonna be traveling abroad for a couple months." He said, "I'll hit you up when I get back and we'll do it." You know, this dude's got 89,000 followers,
Down to earth.
Yeah.
You want to know somebody else I met? He was down there. I went to New York Con. This
Yeah.
was past and the one before this, and I had to set up a schedule, and this is going to blow your mind. So I'm in line. You're seeing lines everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Now, when I say this name, it's going to blow your mind because I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little fan. I've always been a fan of him. Mark Sylvestri.
Oh my God, dude.
Let me tell you something.
Oh my God.
I know. I was like,
yeah, that's one of my guys, man.
Dude, he was so down to earth. And
Yeah.
the line wasn't that many people. And I'm looking like, how do you all not know who this guy is? And I'm talking to him, and he's just he was cool. We were just talking and
Just laid back.
when I showed him my work, he was like, "Oh, old school, you ink, you know." And he always
Right.
he said, "Hey, keep it old school." So I start hashtagging them, "Keep it old school." And I think even think about your show and stuff like that. That's something maybe we need to start putting out there. Keep it old school, man.
Keep
Yeah.
it old school, dude. I like it. Hashtag keep it old school. I
Keep it
love
old
it.
school. Yeah, and so it just that inspired me. But just looking at his work, man, I used to look at his work side by side, like how can this guy draw so good? And I'm meeting him, and I told him, I said, "Man, you've inspired me. I've done this," and he was just looking like, "Yeah, man, I'm human," you know.
Yeah. Like, hey, I get headaches. I have bad days,
Yeah,
That's, dude, that's what I love about the really good ones. There's absolutely no ego there whatsoever
yeah,
with about 99% of them. I've heard of people having bad experiences, but I've had the privilege to meet Clay Mann now. I've met David Finch. I met Adam Kubert.
wow,
I got to meet Kerry on this last one. I got to meet Tom Drummond. And I didn't even get a picture with Mr. Tom, man.
ah,
And but
yeah,
it was before the con started, and we were just, nobody was in there. Nobody was at his table. I just swung by for a minute. I said, Mr. Tom, I said, I've been, I was like across the way from him and down just a little bit, but I was real close to him. I said, before the con's over with, I wanted to just come by and tell you how much an inspiration you've been to me all these years,
wow,
and thank you for everything you've done. And he's like, well, hey, I really appreciate it. He said, how are things going at your table? Everything good? And I was like, yes, sir. And we sit there and talk for a few minutes. And he's like, well, hey, you have a good show today. And he was going to be doing a sketch duel that day. They were doing a big panel show. Him and Kerry and all them were doing a sketch battle.
yeah,
And I told him, I said, dude, I said, Mr. Tom, I said, you're going to kill it. He said, well, I hope so, kid. He said, hopefully you're right. Hopefully I get them. We'll see. But it
I
was
bet it was
just
a good one.
so awesome, man. So awesome.
That's crazy. I'll tell you, it's funny, you talk to the big ones and even up and coming. Have you talked to Newton Lavoie? He does the Crescent City Monsters.
I haven't talked to him.
Dude,
No, I have not.
he is so down to earth. And
Really?
he is putting stuff out. You need to reach out to him, man. When I tell you he is a cool dude, and I met him finally face to face at New York Con this year.
Yeah.
And it was like, now don't get me wrong, I thought he was going to be much taller. He'd probably laugh about this, but he was cool, laid back. But he was giving me information like you're talking, just throwing me stuff, and I was just like, let me get my pad. And my wife was just like, man, you and that guy hit it off pretty good. But he has an artist named Gene Carlo he works with. And they're
Right.
just a dynamic duo, man. I mean, you need to look it up if you get a chance. But reach out to him. You would love to get him on your show because he is a cool guy, man. You like him. Yeah.
I got you. I'll have to do that.
I got a question for you. So with yours, I know we're talking about mine. I'm working at Downtrod and stuff like that. What about you, man? Because your Kickstarter is, and I've supported a few of them. So I want to. What's going on with you?
Dude, I've actually got End of Days Chapter 4. I did that prequel the last time.
Yep.
That one's not in the count. So this is actually the actual number 4 in the ongoing saga, if you want to call it that. It'll be launching February 7th on Kickstarter. I've already got my pre-launch page up, ready to go, man.
Gotcha. I'm gonna put you for some tips. You see what I'm doing on. So
I got you, dude.
Yeah.
I got
you. You're excited, man. I mean, it's great. I'm just looking at just where you come from and where we both have come from. It just amazes me. I'm going, wow. Like you see sometimes you putting up that art, man. It's just that dedication and being consistent, man. Dude, you think I'm joking? You, like I said, I was for real at the beginning. You were saying that, I was an inspiration. But I think we were inspiring each other, man, for real.
Yeah. I mean, hey, cream rises to the top, man.
Sure.
And we're on the rise.
Yeah.
That's just all there is to it. We're coming up.
Yeah. I'm that heavy cream, though. You know what I'm
saying? Dude, you're right there with me. You just that age cream. It took a little while to get up there.
Yeah, man.
You took your time. You took your time and you did exactly what you wanted to do with this book. Got it exactly the way you wanted it. And man, that's inspirational, dude.
Yeah.
There is no way I'd have had the patience to do 100+ pages. It's like I told you, I had to go with floppies, man. I had to go with a small issue.
Yeah.
I'd have lost my mind if I hadn't got to release something. You know.
Yeah, it was killing me. I mean, the funny part is when you see people releasing their stuff, you go, man, I'm just slow. I'm doing this. I
No.
finally did break down and learn to collaborate with some people. So I did end up collaborating with a colorist. His name is Jackson Godwin. He's real good. And I had hired one colorist before. One thing about this industry is, man, to get people who are serious about it and understanding this. It's your project, so you can't expect people to love your project like you love it.
Exactly.
So I ended up meeting with him through Fiverr, and man, he is doing a good job. He's almost finished coloring it.
That's awesome.
The main thing I wasn't going to settle for was I wanted my book totally finished before I did the Kickstarter, because I'm making a promise to these people. I want to get it out there. I want to start fans, and I want to be a man of my word, if that makes sense.
Oh, totally, man.
Yeah.
It's like you said, we come from that generation. Your word's everything.
It is.
You know?
It is. Yeah. And I've had Kickstarters. I'm sure people didn't mean to do it, but I'm still waiting on I'm still waiting on the book, you know.
I'm waiting on a few of them, so I know how you feel. And once in a blue moon, I'll get an update, and they're like, I'm like, dude, it's been like a year and a half.
Yeah.
What the hell? You know, I mean, I understand things happen, but you promised me this thing like 9 months ago. What the hell?
You get an email that says what had happened was.
Exactly. And you're like, this just ain't adding up, man. It just ain't adding up.
Man, it was funny. I started putting myself in the shoes of people who are going to support me. So, man, I mean, I'm going to put some good rewards out there. I mean, I have a bunch of original art that I'm going to put in the top list. Yeah, so you're going to get original art. I got stickers. I got hats being made. Downtrod, Papa Bear hats. I'm not going to do the T-shirts because I heard they're hard to ship.
No. Hey, we'll talk offline.
Okay.
But I'll tell you exactly how to do this, man. Okay. There is nothing to the T-shirts, bro.
Oh, well, then T-shirts, posters.
I figured it out.
Yeah.
I had some people. I didn't come up with this on my own.
No.
Somebody give me some advice, so I'm paying it forward. But yeah, we'll talk after the show. Okay. I know exactly how to do the T-shirts. It's nothing.
That would be my favorite. I mean, T-shirts are two things. People are happy. They like to wear them. They look good. And no offense, they're walking billboards too. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, man. Exactly. I mean, that's free advertising. You know, somebody will say, "Well, what's the Downtrod? That looks cool as hell, man. Tell me about this. Where do I go to find out about this?" Yeah. That has been one of the biggest things, with the T-shirts for me.
Question though, the thing with me with the Kickstarter, because you've done it before. How much did the rewards make the difference?
As far as
them buying into it, I mean, was it the rewards, or do you think they just really loved the story and just was getting behind?
Man, it's the rewards help. I mean, don't get me wrong, but the main thing, you got to grab them because they don't see the rewards as soon as they pull it up in most times.
Yeah.
So you got to grab them with that first opening thing, you know. Like, I mean, you got to hook them. Like, you can go to Kickstarter right now, type in "end of days." My new book's going to pop up.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to see the campaign. You're not going to be able to see anything until I actually launch. You got that 1 pound you get to see, and then a little short description of this book. That's what grabs them. You got to get them with that.
Yeah. I'm trying to put the cool art together. I promise you.
Oh, I know you got that, man. you talk. I'm trying to put the cool art together. You got the damn cool art,
man.
So tell me something. What was one of the biggest challenges while you were doing the Downtrod? What was it? Finding the time, the life, family, comics balance. Kind of walk me through that. What was some of the biggest challenges while you were making the book?
Well, see, my theory is time had passed. They say you can't get time back. I would argue you can by giving up time.
Yeah.
given the current time. So my thought was, you know what? I'm going to get on a schedule. I'm going to get up. My alarm goes off 4:45. I'm going to hit snooze once, twice. I'm up at 5. I'm going to go in there and drink a big old glass of water, and crack and pop, and I'm going to go downstairs into the studio. Or the lab, or you want the bear cave, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, and then I get the drawing, man, and I get to knocking it out, and usually that's about an hour, hour and a half, and that alarm goes off. You think I'm funny? I jump up, go upstairs, get cleaned up because my clothes are already ready, and I go to work because I had to take care of, you got a family. You know, my kids are grown up the most, but I still have one that's trying to come out, and then I have a grandson.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, he's 5. He think he's tough, but he don't know tough. Yeah, he will be soon. He's gonna be like me. He's gonna be a wrestler, so he'll be good.
There you go.
But then he's gonna think I'm joking, man. On my lunch break, I try to sketch.
I know that's the lunch doodles. I know you're always doing that in the lunch sketch.
Yeah,
you do that like every day. I used to see that.
Because that's the only way I can get better, you know, like, because if I'm just drawing comics, but I have to draw real stuff and work on different things just to get better. And then when I get home, you know, of course I'm spending time with the wife and stuff like that, but I'll try to come downstairs and do another hour or whatever I can do. And my wife is real understanding because she's my biggest supporter, man. She gets behind me and pushes me and says, let's do this. And I think, to be honest with you, she has an ulterior motive, man. Don't get it twisted now. My wife likes to travel and go on trips, so she figures, hey, you know what? If I can get this guy to go to all these cons,
you're gonna be traveling. Exactly. Hey, women know what they're doing, man. They got it figured out. That's just all there is to it.
I'm fine with it. We all can be happy. This is a way to make everybody
happy. Hey, one thing I've learned, Calvin, if mama's happy, everybody's happy.
Happy wife, happy life.
Mic drop.
Yeah. But yeah, man, she supports, man, gets behind it, and you know, and sometimes she'll sting me. You know, like sometimes I'll fall, like I might be drawing, but I might be falling off other things, and I would be laying across the bed. She'll be like, "Man, you know, you all right?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, I'm good. What's wrong?" You know, I'm thinking like maybe I've gained some weight or something. You know, I'm looking tired, and she'll be like, "Yeah, you know, you're not going as hard as you were." Man, do you know how much that means to me to say I'm not going? It's a reality call, and guess what I do?
Yeah,
I look in that mirror and I say, "You're right," and I get right back to it, man. Yeah.
Shoot, that's awesome, man. Our wives don't get enough credit. You know, I mean,
come on,
they're right there. They have to put up with us. They have to sacrifice and have that time away from us while we're in here in our own little head. You know, cooking up these stories, and you know, they just don't get enough credit for all that they do.
Exactly, man. And I had to give her a shout out, man. She's behind me, man. She backs me up, and I love it, you know. And I hope everybody else can experience that, the same thing I experienced. And if guess what, even if it's vice versa, you know, they're in something else. When she gets into whatever she's into, I support her too. So it goes both ways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's what a marriage is all about. I mean, you're a team. Period. At the end of the day, it's you and her against the world, man. If y'all ain't got each other's back, what do you got?
Exactly. Yep. You're right about that. It's funny, I was looking in this book, part of my book has some husband and wife thing going, and it goes all the way back to early times, the beginning.
Wow.
And you know, one thing about it in this book, part of my book, and I know I probably shouldn't give it away, but I'll give part of it away. Goes back to sons of man. You know, you got angels and you got wives, and they always talk about how the angels came down and they were tightening up our women. You know what I'm saying? They were sleeping with them, right?
Yes.
And they took up wives, right? But you know,
right.
the way we look at it as like almost like they were being raped and taken, right?
No.
Nah, man. Guess what?
These were beautiful men to them. They wanted these things.
Yeah, they were doing things we couldn't do. They had the magic, you know.
Had the magic stick. Oh shit.
Yeah, but some of them fell in love, and you know they got taken. So what? Some of part of the what you'll see, the main character is a wife, and when they come down and they get in prison, they're gone. The kids are gone. Nephilim are gone. Magic is gone. Everything is gone, and it's they're going away. And she's going, man, I love this man. I love my family. I want my family back. And she's doing whatever she can do to get them back. And she tries to do something, but it haywire. It goes south as always.
Right.
That's where the root of the downtrodden comes from. Is a woman who what she wants. She wants a family back at the root. Yeah.
Oh wow. I mean, it's such a basic concept, but it's something everybody can relate to.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, that basic need for family.
Yeah, man. What you do, man, we'll fight a bear if we had to. You
Oh
already
God,
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
God, yeah. You do anything for your family, man.
It's true. Yeah. Yeah. If you're a real one. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the problem with the world these days. Though there's not enough real ones left anymore.
Yeah, that's true, man. Yeah, I mean, it's just social media, man. It's like walk away. You'll be all right, and you listen to these people. I hate to say dummies telling you all, giving you advice. Go out there, show your body online. A man don't want nobody that everybody's seen. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy things that we do, and egos. It's a lot of things, man. I can go into a whole talk show about where
we'll just start a whole show. Just
start a show, another show,
Exactly. We'll do the old school show.
The old school, keeping it real.
Exactly. Keeping it real old school.
Yeah.
I like that, man. So tell me something. Okay, let me throw a scenario at you. The downtrodden gets out there, blows up. Your name is everywhere. You got movie producers coming at you. You got series directors coming at you. You got networks coming at you. You got animators coming at you. You got your pick. What other would it be? Movie, TV, cartoons? Where could you see the downtrodden going? Where would you like to see it go?
So I used to say animation, but I've gone away from it, man. When Netflix and Amazon start dropping full shows, and
those series are fire. So many of them are fire. Yeah. Sandman on Netflix. Oh my God, dude. Yeah.
Man. The first episode, I was like, okay. Then after that, I was just binge watching it. It was great. I think that it could be done live. As a matter of fact, I got a buddy. He did all the video stuff on my comic that you see, like that video, the downtrodden video that came out that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
yeah. He shoots little small films. His name is Sean Klingskills. And one of the things I was going to do was I was going to do a live sizzle reel for mine, and so I could do it as a pitch too. Two birds, one stone.
Right.
People can see these people live, and it slides in, but it was going to be like a commercial, like a movie commercial.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's something I'm still considering. I'm trying to get him to move down from Jacksonville. So when he gets there, I'm pretty sure that's the direction I would like to go in, to be honest with you.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That was man. Well, hey, from our lips, guys, this blowing up. You're gonna have that Netflix show or Amazon.
Yeah. It's funny. When I wrote, it's funny because we're artists at the root. I'm a creator and I come up with great ideas, but it was just even becoming hard to just write everything. And I ended up meeting this guy. His name was Josh Carter. We call him Jay
Gotcha.
Carter. And man, great writer. So my first few books, I had wrote them all out, and he was reading. He was like, man, this is good. This is that. So at first I had him just kind of go in there and tweak a few things. But over time, after respecting and reading some of his writing, I was like, man, he jumped in and he started co-writing some of that stuff with me. And he is real good. That's what we talk about with that teamwork and stuff like that.
Right.
And he has his own dreams and stuff he wants to do. But man, I'm telling you, when you can network and get ideas and people talk stuff, it is great. I mean, I think you've learned that too, man. Because you've networked on a whole nother level. Yeah,
man. Hey, I appreciate it. I've been privileged to come in contact with some incredible folks.
Yeah,
and I've made so many friends through Instagram, and I mean they just felt just like you. I feel like I grew up with you, man.
Yeah,
I feel like we come up in the same neighborhood, and without you guys, I wouldn't be here today. We wouldn't be doing this right now.
Yeah.
That's just the way I look at it. I've considered it a blessing that I've got you guys in my life.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I was telling my kids. I said one thing I was telling them. I said because my daughter was like, you know, Dad, you know, you get up, you do this every day, you do this, and she said, why? And I said, you know, don't get me wrong, I want to blow up and I want to be successful. I said, but one thing I just don't want to live with is regret.
Exactly.
I don't want to know that I should have tried, what could have been. If nothing else, I get out there and I get it. Even if one person likes it, I know it means that much to me, man. If just one person
Just
who
one
does it.
makes all the difference, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, some people tell me, "Oh, I got so many such and such followers," and my first response to that was, you know, numbers don't matter to me.
Do you
If
know?
I've got 2 or 3 people that are looking at my work, that that's enough to keep me going, man.
Mhm.
That's just all there is to it.
Man, one of my favorite things is like artists who are still learning and coming up, just like all of us, we're always learning, but they might be at a different stage and they'll
Right.
say something to me in the chat. And you know, I'll say something back, and they're acting like my work is like the best. I'm going, no, man, I'm not. I'm learning just like you. You
We're
know?
all a work in progress.
Yeah. But
The
then it's,
the one artist that tells you he's got it figured out, that he is right where he needs to be,
yeah,
you better get away from that dude, man.
run,
Yeah.
run. I mean,
Don't even look back. Just run.
man, I know the things I need to work on. I put it out there. Like, you know, it's funny. I used to couldn't ink, and the way I started inking was people were like, man, you can ink good. Man, I started inking from an art challenge. It was called Inktober.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember that? I
Yeah.
inked for 30 days with a brush because you know
I remember that.
yeah, I did an ink with 30 days with a brush and committed to it. And
Right.
after that, it was just like, wow, I can ink. You
You
know,
jumped in the deep end.
yeah, you know, 30 days. It's just commitment, man. It's consistency. And you know, it's the one thing that I'm getting ready to do. Is funny. My weaknesses are two things. I know what my weakness is: backgrounds with perspective, and drawing cars. I mean, I mean, I jack them up, you know. So what I'm going to do is,
You
man,
said, hey, no, I mean, just put it right there on Front Street, man. I love it, dude.
man, they
I
look like
love
the busted wheel bearings, man. The wheels
it.
look like my
Oh,
Bronco.
wow. Hey, I tell you, and we've talked about this before because, you know, I got into comics. I was always into comics, but I really got into comics in the early 90s, you know,
Yeah,
the formation, the image, and stuff like that. And I remember there were like hardly no backgrounds,
yeah.
you know.
This
And
is
when I
why
first started, yeah, I mean, you had a bunch of damn floating heads. You know, you look back at some of that stuff now, you're like, what the hell?
how did he get away with that?
Yeah, there is no way that shit would fly nowadays, you
Oh
know.
my goodness.
But that's been, I'm the same way. Backgrounds that had, and I have put so much time into backgrounds. You know, maybe I put too much in my backgrounds now because I've tried to overcompensate because I
Yeah.
knew that was my weakness. I worked on it for hours on end. That's, you know, that's the coolest thing. We know our weaknesses and we're big enough to put that out there and we keep practicing and that's how you get better.
That's how you get better.
You know, and we were talking about the artist that knows everything. Dude, my work, and I know your work's the same way, constantly evolving. I'm constantly learning new little
Yeah.
tricks and add new tools to my bag, so to speak, you know,
Man,
with
I'm
all of
telling
them.
you. But think about it, man. Think about what if you did, if whatever your weakness is, what if you did a 30-day challenge and you drew something from it every day?
Yeah.
It will work. I guarantee you it will work. But it's consistency. It's saying, you know what, no matter what,
Right.
I'm gonna do it. And that's my next thing is I'm gonna probably do I'm either gonna do automobiles and boats and all different things like that, or I'm gonna do
Right.
the buildings, you know, and stuff like
Gotcha.
that. And it's a lot of stuff out there that you can get into. But it's funny you said something about different styles. It's a lady, man. I mean, I'm a fan. Like when I go to cons, one of the things I do, you know how people walk around, they're trying to get books.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I go around and look for artists who have sketchbooks
Yeah.
or the ones that they printed that you can buy. I have
Exactly.
collected so many sketchbooks or books with their work in it. I buy those before I buy the real comics, so I can go through it and look at it. But it's this lady. Her name is Cecilia Calle. I think it's Calle. Man, she has
That
a
sounds
crazy.
familiar. Yeah.
Man, if you look at it, you're gonna be like that. Man, I bought this book. One second.
Yeah, do you think?
Man, look, I'm not trying to put her on because I know I'm supposed to be on here pushing my stuff. But the
Oh,
book
wow.
wasn't cheap, but it's thick. Look at this.
Cool.
But her artwork, it is off the chain, and it's nothing like my art. Well, I got to cover some of it because it's kind of grown folk stuff. But
Yeah.
look at this, man. Look at this lady stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I buy all these different sketchbooks from people,
Right.
and you're gonna laugh. Sometimes I'll just sit them on my desk while I'm drawing and imagine like they're right there with me while I'm drawing, or I'm looking at it going, "Wow, that's pretty cool," or "Hey,
Yeah.
you know what? The clothing needs to flow this way," or how does it really look? How can I get a real effect from this and that kind of stuff?
Exactly.
There's a lady I did. Her name was God, I can't remember her name. She would go on every week. I think it was. God, I'm trying to think of it. Claire Meath.
Yeah.
Man, she would go on every Monday and ink and talk. Dude, I was putting it on, just listening to it, just to say, hey, maybe I'm in the studio drawing with some other artists. Just doing whatever it took just to be around people and stuff like that. Like
Right.
we talked about, it gets lonely. And
Definitely.
so yeah.
Yeah, I tell you, Kenny Wong, I met him through Instagram. He just come out with an art book. He lives in New York. He is actually a stuntman by trade. He worked on, I'll tell you some things he worked on. Daredevil season 3. He
Oh
was
wow.
a stuntman in that. And I didn't know. I'd known Kenny for like over a year, and we got to talking about Daredevil, and he said, I worked on that show. I was like, dude, I don't remember seeing you. He said, well, I was a stunt man. I was like, I worked stunts,
Yeah.
done a lot of the fight choreography. There we go.
Yeah.
And for the show, I was like, oh, wow, man, but Kenny, he's incredible. He just come out with an art book just a few months ago, and I picked it up. And dude, check out. I'll send you his thing because I can't remember exactly what his main handle is right now.
Okay.
If you type in Kenny Wong, I'm sure his other thing will pull up his main handle. But dude, this dude, he's a traditional guy too, man.
Wow.
And Olivier Coipel that broke out with Marvel. Kenny's kind of there.
Wow.
It's kind of that style, but
Okay.
Kenny's got his own thing going too. You can see where Coipel kind of inspired him.
Yeah.
He's took it to a whole new thing.
Man, did you see how much Copiel's work cost? I went to a con and I met him.
Stupid money. Stupid money.
Grown folks' money. That's what I call it. I told him, I said, hey, man, I love your work, but I'm going to have to.
I ain't paying that.
I'm just going to buy the comic.
Mm-hmm.
It was like $15K. I was like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, he's one of the biggest artists out there nowadays. And you got Jorge Jimenez that's coming up, that's just blown up in the last few years.
Yeah.
I remember when he kind of come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And jumped on Justice League. I'm like, who is this cat? And I got to looking at his stuff.
Yeah.
And then as it kept going, it just kept getting better and better and better. He's pretty much, to me now, the modern day Jim Lee.
Yeah.
I mean, his work is insane.
It is.
What he does with these blurs, he puts so much action. I mean, it looks like you're watching a movie.
I know.
It's
how did you put that together? I know.
Dude, I would love to know. I'm going to meet him one of these days, and I'm going to find out so I can start doing it.
Exactly. Hey, I'm going to make you laugh. I knew a guy from back in the day, a long time ago. He ended up blowing up. So back in the day, I used to draw a book called, this is back when I was young, a long time ago. But it was called Notorious Rex. But the guy's name, he had a company, and it was called Section 8. Now, I'm going to tell you who it is. Section 8, Jason Alexander, who does Spawn, Philadelphia, and all those.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, so
I
we
know
did the con
exactly who
together
you're
back when we
talking
were trying to come up. So I was at New York Con this year, and I walked up to him, and I started talking to him. I said, "I know you don't remember me, man, because we were at Athens Con." He kind of looked, and I said, "Yeah, that was back with your Section 8 days, man. If you would have saw his face, because that's how he originally came up. He
Blew
was
his
like,
mind.
"Oh my gosh!" And then I think he was like, "I remember, yeah, this." He's like, and we were talking and chopping it up. He's like, I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing, he's talking about the stuff he was bringing back, and he's like, Rodney Barnes is over there, but I was like, yeah, Rodney Barnes, he's a great writer, but I'm
I
talking
remember
about you.
Rodney too. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
Rodney
those
too.
guys, man. I remember those guys. I
Yeah.
remember that stuff. Man, the '90s, especially the early '90s, before the bubble popped with comics. They started pushing everything so hard and doing
Yeah.
like 20 different covers. And but before that, I mean, some of the greatest stuff that's ever happened in my lifetime in comics happened during that time period.
Yeah.
I mean, the artists and the writers that come
Uh,
up, it's just insane the amount of talent that was out there.
yeah, exactly. I got a question for you.
Okay.
So you're doing in the days. I mean, are you going to do some side spin titles or off to the side, or is it?
Man, I've got a sci-fi comedy plan for later this year called Bounty. I've already posted one of the covers for it. I've been working on some
Okay.
concept work.
Okay.
It's basically Star Wars meets The Boys.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
my twisted sense of humor with sci-fi thrown in the background. So
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, it's either gonna go big or it's gonna
Nah,
people gonna hate it one
it's
way or
gonna
the
do
other.
good. It's gonna, because we're gonna make sure it does good, man.
There you go. I appreciate it, man. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's dude, you know how it is. You know how it was when you were trying to get this book out, and now that you're done with this, and now you're itching. You were already itching for the second volume before you got through with the first volume.
Yeah.
That's how I am with this. I love End of Days. I mean,
It's
that's my
nice.
title. That's the one I sit on for years and years and years.
Yeah.
But now I got this other one on the back burner, and I'm ready to get through chapter 4 so I can start and give all my attention and focus on Bounty because
Yeah.
I mean it's so different from End of Days, so different.
Are you gonna be picking? Are you thinking about maybe picking up some other artists or some other people to collaborate with that way?
Uh Maybe. I mean, it depends, which I get different cats to do covers for me from time to time.
Yeah.
And Matt Martin, he got a short story coming up in this one. He actually did the prequel. He did the art for the prequel book
Yeah.
for me. Matt is just, man,
Yeah.
he's incredible. He really is. And I mean, if Matt reaches out and he wants a little taste of Bounty, hey,
That's what I was
door's
wondering.
wide open for him.
Yeah. The thing is, man, it's funny, because I'm already into my next volume drawing it already.
Right, right.
Yeah, pretty far actually. And because I was going to stay ahead, but it was funny. I was in my hotel room at the New York Con, and everyone always talks about, you think about you got to have your Superman of your verse or your whatever. And I came up with a cool character. And I mean, I've drawn them 100 times. I had to get myself back in check because I was getting off task.
Right.
I was like,
Gotcha.
I want to, So I know how you feel, man.
It's hard, man. It's so hard.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have. I mean, we've always got some kind of little project on the side to kind of take a break. It's nice to leave, say, End of Days or the Downtrodden and take a little breather. Just take a minute because you don't want to burn out on it either. You want to keep it fresh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
No doubt.
nice to have something to be able to take those breaks on.
Man, I tell you, man, it's you get the breaks and you get it. But I was gonna ask you, you asked me a question. I want to ask you.
Okay.
So once End of Days is here, they're big. What is it? Is it animation live? What is it? What do you want?
I want a series, man. I'm like you. I want, from what I've seen, what they've done with these series, and you get to actually build a character, up over a whole season and really dive deep into these characters versus you get hour and a half to 2 hours with a movie, I'll take a series all day long.
Oh, series.
You know,
Yeah.
well, you can take it and you can just build it, man. People, it's just like the comics with the floppies. You know,
Yeah.
you're getting a little bit more every one, and you're growing with these characters. You
Yeah.
know, I think the series would fit my format for the comic book perfect.
It
You know,
would. Yeah, I get you. I get where you come from. You know, you can tell the story better when you have a series.
exactly.
They're not trying to
Exactly.
squeeze it in, they're not editing, and then next thing you know, it's a whole nother story. This is
Right.
that you can tell it one by one.
See, that's what I loved about Sandman. You know, they took their time with the series and they got it right.
Man, they did a good job on that.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah.
Dude, some of the stuff they put in there, I thought I would never see that. You
Yeah.
know, it was just mind blowing what they did with that. And you know, season 2's in the works.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what you think about that Generation V?
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it yet.
Dude, you gotta check
That's
it
on
out.
my watch list. I'm watching Reacher right now, season 2.
What are you watching?
Reacher?
Oh my God. That's from the books. They're doing a good job on that. That's
Oh
a big
God,
boy.
yeah. That is a huge boy.
It's a big boy.
I never bought Tom Cruise's Reacher. You know,
Yeah, and Tom Cruise like 5'1".
if that's on the stove.
On a good day. That's what the Prince platform's on.
Yeah, that exactly with his 8-inch stiletto heels.
And I think Tom Cruise got to be about 70 now.
At least I know he's in his 60s,
Yeah, he's up there. This guy is.
and he ain't slowing down, man. He ain't slowing
No.
down. But
I'm
yeah,
not
this
gonna lie,
new
man.
cat. I mean, he fits that character perfect.
Man, when I saw him, man, I dropped on the ground and did 3 push-ups and got back up. That's all I could do. I was like,
Just walk up to him. Huh? It's like,
I gave him 3. That's all I could get.
that is a big youngin' though. He's what, 6'5", 6'4"?
Yeah. And muscle. I mean, it's not
Oh
like he's just a
God,
big boy.
man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just jacked.
Yeah. So,
You know the old saying back in the day, built like a brick shit house. That's him.
yeah,
Yep. Mhm.
exactly. You
He
better
got
bring him up.
muscles on top of muscles.
It's crazy, man. Genetics. Yeah, we it was funny when I saw it. I watched the first season. I have not started the second season, but I'm gonna start it. I'm watching Echo now though. I just played the first season of that one, but you know how I know how it is. Our time is so
Oh God, yeah.
yeah,
Especially with the books, man.
yeah, exactly.
I
And I'm at
mean,
crunch time now.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I'll tell you what I'm working on now. I'm trying to and we'll talk offline and stuff, but I'm putting all my ads together. Because I
Yeah.
want them to be able to just run, as I run them.
Right.
I'm doing like a lot of drawings for the ads and stuff. And I have a guy, he's actually my cousin. He's going to do some voiceover work for talking about the characters like while it's running.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so I'm working on a whole bunch of different things. I'll let you check it out. When I get it, I'll send it over to you. I'll give you I'll let you look at it first.
Shoot, yeah. I
Yeah.
appreciate that, dude. I can't wait to see it, man. I'm in the bag for it. You got one, and I'm gonna put it out there like crazy.
Appreciate it. Vice versa. I'll do the same thing for you, man. Let's continue to support each other, man.
Oh God, yeah, you know that. That's gonna happen. And I tell you what, we're pre-taping, but when this actually airs, we will have all of Calvin's links down here in the description.
Oh, thank you, man.
Every bit of that'll be in there. So hey, get in there, follow this guy, follow his work, and
Thank you.
be sure and jump on the Downtrod. And as soon as it pops off on Kickstarter, you will not be disappointed. I promise you. I've been following this cat for years.
Yeah.
He is dedicated to this. He's been working on this. It's all traditional work, gorgeous work. Your mind is going to be blown. That's. I don't know any other thing to say, but your head might blow off your shoulder.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Hey, look, I'm gonna do that. Wow, we always do.
Wow, definitely, man, definitely.
Man, I cannot wait, man. I'm excited for both of us, and let's get out there, man. I'm telling you, this book is. I put it all out there, and like you said, I just really feel like people are going to enjoy it. It's a story. It makes sense. And
Right.
the reason that the part behind the Downtrod is that it's down to earth. It's people being oppressed. This thing that's going on. It's always something happening. You know,
Yeah.
it's like real life. You know, you think it's good, like damn, there goes something else.
Exactly.
So yeah.
That's crazy, man. I'm telling you, I reached out to you, and when you said yes, I mean, you don't know the smile that come on my face, Calvin, to actually get you on here and us just chop it up, you know.
Man, I went Fred Sanford on you. I called my wife. I was like, I'm coming to join you. I'm about to be on the show. Fred Sanford, man.
Hey, this will be the first of many times that we get
Well, I'll
together
tell you
like
this.
this.
You got
And
my
I
first
tell you
name
what,
together.
like I said, we're doing a con together. You get the Downtrodden out, and you got to push this book. Man, you're gonna have a booth right next to each other.
That's it.
We're gonna kick it.
Hey, we might get cheap and save some money. Be like, hey, we're together.
Yeah, this is my brother
From another
Calvin,
mother.
and I'm Jerry. So nice to meet you. I was adopted, but he is my brother.
Exactly.
Because you know you'll get that look like what?
Like what?
What?
You know how you kill it, don't you? Just like in
Uh,
my book. Well, my book, you're gonna laugh, but guess what? We're foster kids, so we're brothers.
there you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
man.
So, man, I really appreciate you bringing me on here, man. I'm thankful.
Hey, anytime. I'm so glad to finally have you on here, Calvin.
Yeah. So look, you know I'm gonna hit you after the show. I got a whole bunch of things to ask you about.
God, yeah. Hey, and you know I'm here, dude. And as soon as we end the show, I'm gonna tell you this little trick on the t-shirts. Man, it is so
Please.
simple, so simple. Oh my God, dude. And I got some tips for you, man. And don't give me the credit. Like I said, I've picked up so much from so many people, you know, and it's just little ways to just little shortcuts, man. Shortcuts.
Now
And
you
easy
know I
way
don't
to
watch
do
everything.
things.
Have you thought about doing just a YouTube just about Kickstarter from beginning to end?
I've thought about it. I really
You
have.
should.
I thought about filming. I tell you, I started when I built my last Kickstarter. I actually started to film it, just starting
You should.
nothing and going through it and actually building it and filming every bit of it. Because man, it's not hard. It's really not.
Okay.
I mean, and the greatest thing about it, once you get that first one built, you can copy and paste on your next one.
Oh, see, this is my
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, I mean, they have developed so much. And another thing about Kickstarter that I love is that they ask for feedback because they want to make it a good experience for you. So, I mean, it's become more and more user friendly over the last couple of years I've been using it. They've been
Okay.
adding all kind of new stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's light years ahead of where it was when I first
We
started.
started. Yeah.
Yeah,
It seems to be pretty straightforward on things like
it
that.
really is, man.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, it really is. I mean, any questions though, you know I'm here, dude. I got you. Hit
I
me
know. Hey,
up.
look, you already know. I have no problem sticking you up for some information.
We talked about printers. We talked about everything under the sun, man.
Yeah. No doubt.
But yeah. So guys, in the description, you will go down in there. All his stuff is in there. I want you to go in there. He's known as Papa Bear on most of his stuff. All the links will be there. I want you to jump on this, guys, and support Calvin with everything you got. Share his work, comment on his work. Hey, we can't do this without you guys. We're nothing. You know, I mean, you guys, you make this stuff happen for us, and you don't know how much we appreciate that. I say it time and time again.
Yeah.
And, you know, just getting to meet some of you guys at that con. Oh, my God, man. That was so. Man, y'all like got me. Y'all like to break me right there in front of my kids and everything. Had me bawling like a baby almost. I'm telling you. But yeah, I was like, my allergies. Give me just a second. You don't even know. But hey, that's the show. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us for a little while. Thank you so much. And be sure, leave a like, leave a comment. Hey, if you haven't already, subscribe to the show. Jump in there and subscribe, and share. Don't sit on this thing. This ain't Fight Club. I want y'all to tell everybody about it.
To the whole world.
Yeah, tell the whole world. Tell your friend, tell your neighbor, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell everybody. Subscribe.
That's
And also tell them to check this guy out right here.
Thank you, man.
So, hey, it was a pleasure, Calvin. This will be the first of many of these we do together. I already know it, man.
That's right. Hey, let's keep it old school.
Got that right. Hashtag keep it old school.
That's right.
All right, guys, that's the show. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.